מין אתם?
Who are you?
אנחנו יהודים.
We are Jews.
לך תראה מה קורה שם.
Why are you still here?
What time are we supposed to leave? 12, sir. Good heavens, it's 2:30. All right, lads. Fall in! Look lively!
Members of the National Council representing the Jewish people in Palestine and the World Zionist Movement are met together in solemn assembly today, the day of termination of the British mandate for Palestine. By virtue of the natural and historic right of the Jewish people and of the resolution of the General Assembly of the United Nations, we hereby proclaim the establishment of the Jewish state to be called Medinat Israel. First there was the Bible, then the dream, then the reality.
I am the Lord. I have kept you in righteousness. I have taken you by the hand and kept you. I have given you as a covenant to the people, a light to the nations. Behold, the former things have come to pass, and new things I now declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them.
הביתה! הביתה! אצלי הביתה!
אבא? אבא? אבא?
Wer ist das?
David Green,
Und wann stammt er?
Plonsk. Poilin.
Wie fühlst du sich?
wird nicht reden Jiddisch.
Ist er Aid?
Ja, aber wird nicht reden Jiddisch.
Jak się czujesz?
On je będzie mówił po polsku.
Stammt von Polen und wird nicht reden Polisch?
Hat nicht gewollt lernen.
Hat gesucht, das ist nicht gar wichtige Sprache.
Sowieso hat nicht getracht, dort zu bleiben.
Plonsk. Northwest of Warsaw.
All part of the Russian Empire, of course.
How many Jews?
About 3.5 million.
Huddled up in the centers of the towns.
Oh, really?
Born in the Street of the Goats. Father was a lawyer.
Aber so, redet er Russisch?
Ja.
Aber will nicht, nur Ivrit.
Ist krank in alle Sprachen. יש לך קדחת.
אני יודע.
היה לך קודם?
כל שבועיים.
כמה זמן אתה בפלסטינה?
אני לא בפלסטינה.
אתה בפתח תקווה.
כן.
בפלסטינה?
לא. אני בארץ ישראל.
Came here in 1906. Seems to have behaved himself, according to the Turkish records.
I see.
Most of the Jews around here are a pretty jolly lot. Not him. Odd chap. Bit short in the leg. Probably what's wrong with him.
When cholera came to Plonsk, my mother took me to the country. There was little to do there but go for walks.
The doctor says you're delicate.
My mother died when I was 10. Night after night, for almost 2 years, I would dream about her.
Your father thinks you will be a physician, but I think you will be a rabbi. A great rabbi.
Hat schlechte Chaläume, das ganze Nacht sagt also seid hinner.
Wann hat letzten gegessen?
Seit Nächten oder Einnächten lebt noch von Arabischbräut.
כל זמן שתהיה בפלסטינה, תמיד תהיה חולה בקדחת. אתה מבין? אתה מוכרח לחזור. חזור לפוילן.
אתה מבזבז את זמנך, דוקטור. הוא לא יחזור.
What the devil they can see in this godforsaken country, I can't imagine. Worse than India. Desert, rock, swamp, mosquitoes. They're dying off like flies in the upper Jordan, and still they won't move.
Where do they actually come from, sir?
Russian Empire, most of them. The Tsar turned rather nasty round about the 90s. Before your time, of course. The Cossacks started carving them up. Poor chaps. Had to go somewhere. Actually, we did offer them some land.
We did, sir.
Oh, yes. Great uncle of mine was in the Foreign Office at the time. He never could understand why they didn't take it.
"13th of September, 1898. Dear Mr. Herzl, Her Majesty's government feel that your people would be most happy in Uganda. The territory is well watered, the climate pleasant, and there is an abundance of native labor. With regard to your claim for resettlement in Palestine, whilst it has a romantic appeal, it also has the singular disadvantage that the country is occupied by the Turks. I look forward to seeing you again in London, Mr. Herzl, and in the meantime, perhaps you will explain to your people about Uganda. There is a large lake in the center of the territory, well stocked with fish, which may remind you of the Sea of Galilee.
When Theodor Herzl came to our little town, we all thought that he was the Messiah, that he would lead the Jews back to their homeland. To most Jews, it was a Zionist dream. It would not happen. They would not go. We were three friends, Shlomo Fuchs, Shlomo Tzemach, and I. We formed a group called Ezra, after the Bible prophet. We decided that we would speak only Hebrew, that we would prepare ourselves. Everyone in our town called himself a Zionist then, except the rich Jews and the Hasidim. There was a boy called Avram Brosh. One day he burst into my room and said, "David, I'm going." When he left, his father tore his clothes and his family sat Shiva for 7 days. To them, Avram was dead. After they had mourned him, they never spoke of him again. We decided then that we also would go. Tzemach would be first. I would join him later.
I suppose it must be pretty grim, sir.
What must?
Well, being a Jew.
Not if you're born one.
I suppose it's a matter of religious conviction.
What is?
Well, coming here.
Religion be damned. All bloody socialists. Young are, anyway. Very explosive mixture. Socialism and Zionism. Going to give us a lot of trouble. thing is, he comes from quite a good family.
Who, sir?
Oh, this fellow Green. Incidentally, he no longer calls himself Green. Gave himself a Hebrew name soon after he got here. Ben-Gurion.
What does he want?
A home for the Jews in Palestine, or Israel as he calls it.
He's got one.
Not in his opinion.
Why?
Because we're here.
Won't he prefer to be back under the Turks?
They want to run the whole show themselves. I wish Whitehall could grasp that simple fact.
Without the slightest experience of administration?
They didn't do so badly under Solomon.
That was 3,000 years ago.
But the Jews have a long memory.
Уход уедет завтра утром.
Τι ταξέτα ρε παιδί μου.
Benjdu. Benjdu.
Όμορφο, παίζεις καλά.
Σέιακ. Benja. Ekimir.
I reached Odessa without trouble. On the train, I met two girls. All three of us wanted to get to Israel, but none of us had papers.
Μεγάλη επιτυχία. Σε νίκησα, επιτέλους.
Τόσο όμορφα. Δεν ήξερα ότι οι Τούρκοι παίζουν τόσο καλά.
Дамы и господа, следите за мной внимательно.
Браво, красиво!
Начинаю. Это красный для вас, мадемуазель.
Ничего бендинис,
Свинья.
У меня нет сегодня счастья.
Пошли вы к чертовой матери.
Wo hat er gesucht?
Шалом.
Ничего, детка. Теперь недолго ждать. Скоро поедем.
אתה נוסע לארץ ישראל?
בעזרת השם.
Спатеньки тебя уложим на пароходе.
יש לך משפחה גדולה.
4 בנים, 8 בנות, בלי עין הרע.
לו היו לך 5 בנים ו10 בנות, זה משנה?
בשבילי?
בשבילו.
אבל הניירות שלי רק על 12 ילדים.
ניירות אפשר לשנות. אפשר שאיננו יודע לספור.
אפילו רוסי מסוגל לספור עד 15.
שמי דוד.
זה לא מן הצדק. לא מן הצדק.
לא מן הצדק לעלות לארץ ישראל?
Печите скорей, пароход уходит.
Шнель, шифи шанду.
Ваша фамилия?
Моя жена. Сара.
Сара.
Малка.
Малка.
Лея.
Лея.
Блума.
Блума.
Шрага.
Шрага.
Израиль.
Израэл.
Яков.
Яков.
Давид.
Давид.
Ривка.
Ривка.
Авраам.
Авраам.
Маша.
Моша.
Мирьям.
Мирьям.
Эстер.
Эстер.
Мнахем.
Мнахем.
Голда.
Голда.
Дебора.
Дебора.
Давид.
Два сына Давида.
Я же говорила ему тогда.
Our impatience increases from moment to moment. We passed the whole night without sleep. Tomorrow we shall be in Jaffa, and I shall set foot in the land of Israel. Was this Israel? Were these Jews? I would not stop in Jaffa, not even for one night. I ask nothing from life, neither pleasure, nor education, nor honor, nor love. I will do without these things. I want only work. I must work. I am hungry for work.
يا جماعة تعالوا جاي اللي بده يشتغل انت ورجينا يديكم انت وانت وانت روحوا قصوا برتقال والباقي يروح انتوا يا جماعة ورجينا يديكم تعالوا يا جماعة اللي بده يشتغل يجي معانا روحوا قصوا برتقال تعال ورجينا يديكم انت وانت وانت يا جماعة.
Dear Father, at last, at long last, I am in the settlement at Petach Tikva, Israel. Everything is so strange, so wonderful. The days are bathed in clear light. The nights are unreal. The stars are drops of liquid gold. At dawn the air is crystal clear on the heights, vibrant with desires, pulsing with hopes and secret murmurings. You are aware of urges which are not of this world. I still cannot get work. The old Jewish settlers don't want to employ us. They think we are intellectuals and cannot use our hands. They prefer to take Arabs. I have stood for a week outside the farm waiting. Tomorrow, perhaps. Dear Father, please do not send me money. I am sending it back. I am working now. Good work, clean work.
אתה מוכרח לחזור, אתה מבין? חזור לפוילן. Wie ist Ernennen geworden?
Kassedjira.
last, I have found the atmosphere of a real homeland. Here, there are neither shopkeepers nor speculators, mercenaries nor parasites. We are workers, farm workers, peasants, smelling of manure and the fields.
Galilee, northern frontier settlement. Beyond that are the Badlands. This was a collective.
Oh yes, back to themselves.
They'd clear the ground, move on, clear another bit.
Pioneering, eh?
Absolute wilderness.
פצוע!
איפה?
We knew the law of the Arabs. Blood for blood. One of us would die. His name was Israel Korngold. He joined us that week. That day in Sedgera opened my eyes. I realized that sooner or later there would be a trial of strength with the Arabs. We had to be prepared to meet it.
Extraordinary looking bunch. Called themselves the Watchmen. Hashemir in Hebrew.
Why the, fancy dress?
They'd been operating among Arabs.
And from this lot came the Haganah,
which is now a trained fighting force.
You know, there is a view in London that we may not be wise in allowing the Jews to develop their own defense force.
Then we'd better have them send us another couple of divisions.
If you give weapons to the natives, sooner or later they'll
There are three things Whitehall fails to realize.
What are they?
Firstly, they have little confidence in our ability to defend their settlements. Secondly, they suspect us of playing pussyfoot with the Arabs. And thirdly, that it's a passionate belief among the Jews here that they should defend themselves.
But they've no military background.
If you'd care for a little light reading while you're here.
אתה יודע אתה כיצד מתייחסים ליהודים בצבא הרוסי, אה?
החוק בפולין מחייב זאת.
החוק בפולין מחייב. אבל אתה לא נמצא בפולין כאן.
אבי נמצא שם. אם אין אני מתגייס, יאלץ לשלם קנס של 500 רובל.
אז מה אתה דואג לכך, אה?
לא מן הצדק שהוא ישלם.
From Sedgera, he went back to Poland to join the Russian army. Escaped within a month. Apparently, no fines were incurred for escaping. He stumped around the country for a while, worked in the vineyards at Rishon-LeZion, organized a strike. Started a newspaper, a workers' newspaper, in Jerusalem. Then decided to go into politics, so went to Turkey to study law. And then, of course, the war.
Because of your activities against Ottoman interests, are hereby from the borders of the empire expelled and permitted to return never again. To remove from you all papers, to photograph them, and to all coastal towns of the empire send them.
Went to America, joined the Jewish Legion, and then to Canada.
3rd of December 1917, meeting of the Labour Committee. 4th of December, meeting of the Labour Committee. 5th December, got married.
Paula Munweis. Met her in New York.
Active politically?
Not here.
Just a wife, eh?
Just a wife.
Darling Paula, at every stop through Canada, people crowd on the platform and ask to see Ben-Gurion, to shake me by the hand. I did not realize I was so famous already. Everyone who has a complaint in the camp comes to me. Even criminals come to me and ask for my advice.
Right, lads! On your feet! Ready! Attention! Stand at ease! Straighten your bloody arms! Attention! Wait where it's got to be! Attention!
Dearest Paula, you write that you are lonely. I know that all your suffering has come about because of me, but you are part of me. Mother, sister, lover and wife, and soon mother of my child.
You walk like a bloody god! The kind will have you for breakfast!
Dearest Paula, I want only two things, Eretz Israel and you. I believe that I can have both.
November 29th, 1917. From His Majesty's Secretary of State for Foreign Affairs, Arthur James Balfour, to Lord Rothschild. Dear Rothschild, His Majesty's Government view with favour the establishment of a national home for the Jewish people in Palestine, and will use their best endeavours to facilitate the achievement of this object, it being clearly understood that nothing shall be done which may prejudice the civil and religious rights of the existing non-Jewish communities in Palestine.
All the rights and political status enjoyed by Jews in any other country.
Decent of us.
It should make the Jews happy anyway.
What precisely does it mean, sir?
That they can come here officially, set up shop. We'll issue so many immigration certificates a year, and generally it'll have any trouble. That's the theory, anyway.
And the Arabs, sir?
Ask him.
I say...
Sir?
What do you think about a Jewish national home here in Palestine? Jews live here, Arabs also live here. All friends. Understand me?
I understand you perfectly, sir.
Then what do you think of it?
I, Grand Mufti of Jerusalem, declare to my Arab brothers, to all Muslims in the Arab world, jihad, the holy war on the Jews. History has robbed us of many things. We did not inherit a spacious land. We were not a numerous people. Political power was not given us. But one thing history has granted us from the very beginning: incomparable moral strength. We shall receive this land not from the nation that rules it, but from the hands of the Jewish worker who will come to take root in it, to bring it life, and to dwell in it. This is a people unique of its kind, scattered to all ends of the earth, speaking with many tongues, splintered into many tribes within the house of Israel. My dear Amos and Geula, I wrote 3 letters last week to your mother describing the Congress in Lucerne. I have only received 1 from her in 3 days. Is your mother ill? If a people has the right to say, "This is my own, my native land," it can only be because he has created it. Life, Paula, is very hard. I am lonely. I do not have many friends. Sometimes I feel that I am living in the desert, empty, stark, and deserted. So every sign of love and friendship from you is dear to me. My dear Paula, many things in your letter made me feel sad. I was sure that you would be happy to come to the Congress and address the meetings. I do not understand why you were not.
Kongress-Zeitung! 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 Kongress-Zeitung!
It is clear that there will be a terrible war in Europe. When this happens, the position of the Jews will become desperate. Our urgent task is to speed the immigration of Jews to Israel before it is too late. In this land and no other, they can find refuge and dignity. To come to the land of Israel and to defend it.
أعلنوا إلى إخوتي في العروبة وإلى جميع المسلمين في العالم جهادا مقدسا ضد اليهود.
Doesn't really work, does it?
The mandate?
We promised the Jews something it wasn't in our power to grant.
Then the Balfour Declaration was a mistake.
It was a nice gesture at the time.
but an unrealistic one.
It may prove so. Which leaves us with only one solution. If the Jews and Arabs can't live together, we shall have to keep them apart. Pat. Keeping the Jews where their principal settlements are at the moment, the remainder Arab, and we retain control of Jerusalem.
We shall need an outlet to the sea.
All right. How does it strike you?
The Arabs will want Jaffa and Haifa. The Jews will want the Negev down to the Red Sea.
There has to be compromise. They must both understand that. Anyway, I shall put it to Lord Peel. Perhaps we can get their leaders together in London.
But they won't even sit in the same room.
Down here, stand it. Stand it. Stand it. Red men out. Order cricket.
The contents of the new white paper on Palestine have been published today. Under the new proposals, Jewish immigration will be limited to a maximum of 75,000 men, women and children over a period of 5 years. The sale of Arab land to Jewish settlers will be curtailed, and the demarcation boundaries recommended by the Peel Commission 2 years ago have to be realigned. The government, in announcing these proposals, said that they earnestly hope that this would bring an end to the troubles that have afflicted the Holy Land for so many years.
The effect of this white paper is that no Jew may acquire in Palestine a plot of land, a building, or a tree in their homeland. And this at a time when millions of Jews are being mercilessly persecuted by a cruel enemy. It is to turn the national home into a ghetto.
Shrunk somewhat. If there's war in Europe, it'll extend to the Middle East.
We shall need the Arabs as allies. That's their price.
And what shall we tell the Jews?
We're sorry, they'll have to wait.
We shall fight side by side with Britain in our war against Hitler as if there were no white paper. And we shall fight the white paper as if there were no war.
By order, 15 rounds.
Ben-Gurion has just arrived.
What does he want?
20 of the most influential Jews in the States, provided they're wealthy. And they're going to need to be. Hello?
Tanks, artillery, machine guns, fighter planes.
Jack, good trip? What's it all about?
He wants a modern army.
Won't the British have something to say about that?
Look, he believes they're going to pull out. And if they do, he's going to have 5 Arab armies on his hands. Hello?
Mortars, grenades. Hello? Are you holding the line? Also machinery for making arms. We will set up the factories in Israel, but you must get
Harry.
the machines.
Harry, where would you get warplanes? Yeah, that's what I said. Okay. So when the war ends, the Defense Department is going to have a lot of old junk on their hands. Now, what are they going to do with it? Right.
There is a problem?
Just what kind of money are we talking about?
I am not talking about money. I am talking about weapons.
Somebody's got to talk about cash.
You're sure he's right?
Give us some figures.
The guy's a nut.
Egypt alone has...
I said to him, do you know what just one plane costs? Even cut price. And he says, are you a Jew? I said, sure. And he said, you going to come out to Israel and fight with us? I said, I'm 62 years old. He said, all right. You can't fight. Raise the cash.
There are 20 Arabs for every Jew in that strip of land. How long do you hope to hold out?
We shall hold out, so long as we have weapons.
Have you thought about evacuating civilians?
There will be no civilians in this war.
Mr. Ben-Gurion, look, maybe I can locate some machinery, even small arms.
Good.
But Mr. Ben-Gurion, the British won't let it in as long as they're sitting there, so it has to come in illegally, right?
Of course.
But how?
These are details.
Let's have you. Open it. Not that one. This one over here. Come on, come on. Turn them out. All right.
Announced today that units of the Mediterranean Fleet have been ordered to patrol the coast of Palestine and intercept ships carrying illegal Jewish immigrants from ports in southern Europe. Immigrants will be detained on the island of Cyprus. Mr. Bevan said that while he fully sympathized with the feelings of many immigrants, the arrival of such a huge number would only cause administrative chaos.
The ship is now under arrest. Keep well back from the gunwale. We are coming alongside. Keep well back, please, and no one will get hurt. Hello, Captain. Please remain on your bridge. Attendez sur votre pont, s'il vous plaît.
after day, I pleaded with Bevin, but it was no use. He simply could not understand.
I am prepared to stake my political career on solving the problem of Palestine's future.
The hotel housed the British Army headquarters and the Palestine government offices. The Jewish terrorist organization Etzel openly admitted responsibility for the bombing. 12 Jews were killed and scores were injured by the recent attack on the Jewish agency building in Jerusalem. This is believed to be the work of Arabs. In a few hours, a third explosion rocked the city.
By order of the General Officer Commanding, the city of Jerusalem is now under curfew. No one will leave their homes between the hours of 8 o'clock this evening and 6:30 tomorrow morning. Terrorists have been operating in this area. Some of you may know who they are. If so, it is your duty to come forward. Please do not be afraid. We shall make sure that your identity is not disclosed. All you have to do is to speak to the nearest British soldier on patrol in your street. We shall see that you and your family are well protected. Please understand that we are trying to bring peace and stability to your city, your street, your home. By order of the General Officer Commanding, the city is now under curfew.
Jack there, sir.
Trouble?
Yeah. I'll put it down now, sir.
8 o'clock this evening until 6:30 tomorrow morning.
What are this lot hanging about for?
Pardon, sir?
Terrorists have been operating in this area. Some of you may know who they are.
Some soapbox orator started stirring it up. A few chappies began shouting, "British, go home."
I want these pavements clear on both sides, then take the wire up to the main crossing. If there's any backchat from anyone, close their shops down. Set up a sentry point here and there, and get them indoors. No nonsense. Out of here on the 15th, thank God.
On November 29, 1947. Afghanistan? No. Argentina? Argentina? Abstention. Soviet Union? Yes. United Kingdom? Abstain. United States? Yes.
Palestine will be partitioned into 3 strips. Eastern Galilee, along the line of the Jordan, will be Jewish territory, linking southwest of Nazareth with the coastal plain from Acre, down to but not including Jaffa. A narrow passage to the Negev, and so to Aqaba and the Red Sea. Jerusalem to be an international zone under our trusteeship.
Typical idiotic UN solution. All the Arabs have to do is to break these 2 links, and the Jews are cut off into 3 groups. As for Jerusalem, they might as well forget it.
The resolution of the Committee for Palestine was adopted by 30 people, 30 against.
With gunfire, the Arabs reject partition. Now, the underground Jewish military units, the Haganah, its striking force, the Palmach, and the extremist groups Etzel and Lehi come out into the open. An unofficial war has begun.
We respect the decisions taken in this assembly and will accordingly leave Palestine on the 15th of May, 1948. In the meantime, British forces will observe strict neutrality.
Are they at it again?
They are, sir.
What happened?
Jews tried to get a convoy through from Tel Aviv. Front truck hit a mine and the Arabs opened up with a Hotchkiss.
What time was this?
About an hour ago, sir.
But don't you think it's about time we cleared the road?
Is it, sir?
Aye. Give them another half hour, then take a squad and sort them out.
Jews to the left, Arabs to the right.
Arab, on the right.
Jew, there.
We're shocking at the east in the quartermaster's stores. There were eggs, the water battle eggs in the stores, in the stores. The water battle eggs in the quartermaster's stores. I in my galaxy, I have not brought my specs with me.
It's all yours, mate. Oh, yours. Why don't you toss up for it?
There were 20,000 Arabs in the old city, less than 2,000 Jews. As the British left, the Arabs sealed the city walls.
Through there! Keep low! Quick!
We know we are facing great dangers. At the time that I am speaking, Tel Aviv is being bombed by hostile planes. But we are determined, whatever happens, to defend ourselves. And we are capable of doing it. Peace will be achieved. The Jewish state will take its rightful place in the family of nations.
At the moment Ben-Gurion declared the State of Israel, 5 Arab armies launched their attack from Lebanon, Syria, Transjordan, Iraq, and Egypt. The Arab Legion is moving down from the Judean hills to surround Jerusalem.
פסל ו' חווה, שלוש, הודעת שמע תחתיי, עבור, פסל ו' חווה, אם אתה שומע אותי, עבור, פסל ו' חווה, שלוש, אתה נשמע חלש, עבור,
Can you get a relief force in?
What do you think they're trying to do? פסל ו' חווה, הודעת שמע
Are you still calling for help?
There will be an attack on Jaffa Gate at midnight.
Tell him not to bother. Look. What the hell? That was the last bullet anyway.
The old city has fallen. The new city is surrounded. The British-trained Arab Legion has cut the thin lifeline to Tel Aviv. Starved of food and water, Jewish Jerusalem is dying. As the Jews fight back desperately on all fronts, the crucial battle to relieve Jerusalem now centers in the valley of Latrun.
If you were commanding the Jews, what would you do?
Go back to Tel Aviv. Let the United Nations take care of it.
They will try to relieve Jerusalem.
Then they must have a damned inexperienced commander.
According to our information, Ben-Gurion gave the order.
He's no soldier.
You think they will come by the road between here and Bet Susin?
Well, in the area north and south of the road, probably split into 2 columns. One will try and bypass Latrun from the south, try and join up with the main column here, and then straight through to Jerusalem.
Then we have them.
No chance, have they? What do they have in the way of armor?
2 old 65 millimeters.
Pea shooters. Half-tracks?
3, maybe 4.
Men?
Only 1 battalion with experience. Alexandroni. The rest are rebel from the concentration camps.
It's going to be hot.
Es wird seine Verspätung. Seid ruhig. Dann mag euch um. ובפשטל דוספייר. תזדוק רגז?
Wo ist der arabische Legion?
הוא רוצה לדעת איפה הליגיון.
תגיד לו, בכפר לטרון, מעבר לגבעות, ואולי גם דרומה.
Der Legion ist in Latron. Dort. Noch dem Berg. אפשר אביסה לינקס.
אבל אנחנו לא בטוחים.
Aber wir sind nicht sicher.
הם נעים כל הלילה.
Sie drehen sich die ganze Nacht.
ייתכן שגם במשטרה, בכיוון זה.
Es kann sein, sie gefunden sich euch in der Polizeistation.
פרגם, wo ist ירושלים? מה?
הוא שואל איפה ירושלים.
20 קילומטר, מעבר לגבעות. בכיוון זה. הערב כבר הראינו את ירושלים.
You think I should attack now?
I'm an advisor, old chap. It's your show.
If it was your show,
I'd sit tight.
Look out. Some will have to share.
What did he say?
Only 20. So look out. Some will have to share. Nur 20. Mehr wird sich müssen teilen.
Werden sehr durstig sein. Where are you? In Chechevkaya Shemchak is that Erdögi Melech. Why are we waiting?
It's like oil. Which gun is that? Check?
Yes, they are new. Don't touch the barrel. Nur 20. The metal will fire when you get hot. Target very clearly.
Ja, selber kommt ein Brief. Brief? Ich warte auf einen Brief von meiner Schwester.
Wo ist deine Schwester?
Ich meine in Österreich. Jetzt verlässt dem Lager noch mehr. Du meinst, sie ist in Jerusalem?
Es kann sein.
Was warten wir?
מה, למה מחכים?
עוד מעט נזוז.
זה פתאום צוטוגן.
אנחנו מתקיפים לאור היום?
כן.
First light.
they will come with the sun behind them.
Yeah. Clay pigeons.
اليهود اجوا اليهود اجوا اليهود اجوا
اليهود اتقدموا.
Ega rein da. Und gib es stehen. Ja.
זהו.
עוד עזר, ja. עוד עזר.
חבריה, אחריי.
שטר, dann nicht mehr so schießen, Junge.
Quetschen wir. Dreckige Schier.
Marcelo.
So viel fliegt, der Rehr da.
Hamayo, see.
What did you say?
It's going to be a hot day.
אתה שם, תחזור במים.
אל תבזזו אתם. אין יותר מים.
I've told you to spare your water. Save your water!
Regen. Mitten der rein in die Augen, in die Euren, in die Augen.
Arabische Fliegen. Danke.
It's within a range, yes?
What of?
Artillery, 75?
It's a sardine can. You can get it with a mortar.
1-2 حول 1-2 حول.
Plenty of time. Plenty of time.
Is that the police station?
That's it.
Mir sich einfach. Das hilft.
Keeps the flies away.
Schmier sich ein. Das hält.
What on earth are they doing?
They think it's a night time. Joke army.
You have a machine gun post here, correct?
Yes.
And they have to come between that post and us, because there's no other way.
Right?
Then for heaven's sake, what's the hurry? If they had any sense, they'd go back.
רותם. מה הם עומדים שם? קדימה! הוא שוכב על הגבעה השנייה. אני לא רואה אותו.
Kommt wie zurücklaufen!
אמור להם שכולם יסתובבו לאחור! אין סיכוי! אין סיכוי! אחורה! אנחנו מוקפים! חזרה! כולם חזרה! אחורה! חזרה! חזרה! תגיד להם, נסוגים אחורה! נסוגים אחורה! בואו!
גוברמן! זוהי!
יותר מהר! יותר מהר! תעזור לי! תעזור לי!
They must be mad.
What?
Mad.
Not here. Here.
Oberman. Oberman.
Wie fühlst du dich?
Ja. Kann gehen. Wo geht's denn?
ירושלים.
Wo geht's denn?
Die andere Woche. בשנה הבאה בירושלים. אוקיי?
This is the Mosque of Omar, also known as the Dome of the Rock.
That dome, real gold.
It dominates the skyline of the old city of Jerusalem.
It was here that our Lord carried the cross. Here the crowd spat upon him, jeered him, called him King of the Jews. Up there you will find the
During the Six-Day War, excavations have begun on the site of the ancient Temple of Solomon. The Wailing Wall itself was of course denied access to the Jews for 19 years.
Originally
of
the
Arab
city of David, Jerusalem fell successively to the Babylonians, the Persians, the Greeks, the Ptolemies, the Romans, the Crusaders.
For the past 20 years, the new city has become a miscellany of modern architecture. From the new Hebrew University to the Shrine of the Book, housing the Dead Sea Scrolls. Still, no single style prevails.
You've been here before, haven't you, Mr. Morrison?
No, I didn't have time 20 years ago.
But just how important was Jerusalem 20 years ago? I'm thinking of the military problem at the time of the War of Independence. It seems to me it would have been better to forfeit Jerusalem, straighten the line, and reinforce Tel Aviv.
I don't think it was just a question of strategy.
Oh, but to Ben-Gurion it must have been.
I'm not so sure.
So what was it? Was it a religious thing?
Well, it depends on what you mean by religion. If you mean he believes in God, I'm not sure. But he believes in the Bible.
Isn't that the same thing?
Not necessarily. To Ben-Gurion, the Bible is a textbook. He knows every single line in it. It's his morality, his history, his military strategy. This boat, laden with arms and 800 volunteers for the extremist organization Etzel, anchored today here offshore at Kfar Vizca. In the meantime, the UN High Command negotiated a truce between the Arab and Israeli forces in Israel.
One of the terms of the UN truce was that no arms should be landed on the Arab or Israeli side. Ben-Gurion is determined to honor this agreement. When Etzel tried to unload the boat, the Haganah opened fire.
That ship was full of Jewish soldiers, men who fought for this country.
They are disobeying orders.
Does he know this could lead to civil war?
Well?
Can I talk to him?
A unified state must have a unified defense force. One force under one central command. Without a unified defense force, we cannot survive.
Etzel was a private army. You can't run wars with private armies.
But we did.
There was only one trained fighting force in 1948. That was the Palmach.
And he disbanded the Palmach not because it was military, but because it was a political force.
Etzel was a political force? Lehi a political force?
It was a political decision, not a military one.
Political? You mean the armies here were political?
Everything's political here. You know how many parties there are here in Israel?
12?
No, that was last week.
What do you know about this country? You don't live here.
If I lived here, I'd know less.
You ask a question in this country, and you get 2 different answers.
You get 20.
There's 2 million presidents in Israel. Didn't you know that? Him, that guy over there, that one, this one.
Where are you from?
Yemen.
So what do you think of Ben-Gurion?
He gave me a home.
Israel is in the midst of an economic crisis as the new state tried desperately to absorb the refugees from Europe. A massive airlift has brought 120,000 fugitives from Arab lands. There is nowhere to house them, no money to feed them. Every day, Ben-Gurion is implored to close the floodgates, but he takes no notice.
We must take the opportunities as they arise. Too much time has been lost.
Take it from America, take it from France, but don't take money from Germany. This was the theme of violent demonstrations throughout Israel today. Blood money, guilt money, screamed the crowd as stones were thrown at the Parliament building. At the center of the storm are the negotiations between Israel and Western Germany on reparations to compensate the survivors of Hitler's concentration camps. The survivors insist genocide has no price.
I could not discuss this problem with people who lost their families in Auschwitz. They could not understand it. I could not expect them to understand it. I could only remind them what is said in the Bible, that the children shall not suffer for their father's sins. To make them suffer is unjust, and if it is unjust, it is not Jewish.
Do you remember the first time your father talked to you about going into the desert?
Well, yes. In 1953, we took a trip together to the Negev, and one of the settlements he wanted to visit was Deboker. It was a barren place, no trees, no shade, and only a young dedicated group there. And he asked the routine questions, what they're doing, how they're getting on. Well, by the questions and his looks, I realized that what he meant, and I took his military secretary aside and I told him, look, young man, you better go and look for another job because this man is leaving his post.
I remember a book that I showed him before leaving for Deboker, asked him if he wanted to take that book with him. He had thousands of books. He said, yes, this specific book I'll take with me because there is one line which is very important. He immediately opened the book, found the line, and read it aloud. It said, a man should never get old. A man should always renew himself.
I think he was all the time under terrible pressure for nearly 40 years, since he started dreaming about Israel. And I suppose he felt that he's got to spiritually recharge his batteries, if I may use this expression. And in 53 he felt, to my mind, that the ship came to calm water and he can leave the navigation and the responsibility to somebody else. The place that he thought that will give him something was doing what he preached to others, go and pioneer in the desert.
He said, yes, and I think it's important for the people of Israel to know that no man is indispensable. It's not good, it's not educational for the people to depend just on one man.
He said, tell me, if an old father would come here, would there be any work for him? I said, look, Ben-Gurion, if you want, you may work here as a bookkeeper. If you want, you may work here as a teacher. This is not important. If you want, you may be a shepherd. The real important thing is that if you settle here, thousands of youths will follow you.
And how did Paula react to that? To the fact that he came to the desert to live far away?
It is difficult to say that a woman like her, who was used to a certain standard of life, received it with joy. But as much as possible, she tried to accept her lot and to create the conditions in which he could do everything he wished, everything he asked.
ביקשתי שהוא לא ייכנס. הוא רצה. הוא אמר משהו? רק תודה שבאת איתי לשדה בוקר.
I loved you before we were married, though I did not tell you then. Now that we are married, my love has become so much greater. I want to cry in your arms. You are part of me.
פסנתר. אמרה לי תקיעות השופר חזקות הן, אבל השתיקה עוד יותר. אמרה לי ציון הר הבית, שתקה לי הגמול והזכות. ומה שזהר על מצחה בין אלפיים, היה ארגמן של מלכות. הכותל איזו בעצבת, הכותל עופרת בדם. יש אנשים עם לב של אבן, יש אבנים